Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure and comic video. Today, we're going to look at the newest wave of 3-inch page punchers by McFarlane. These are both 2-packs, brand new in the page puncher format. We've got Batman The Dark Knight Returns, featuring Batman and the Mutant Leader. And then we have The Dark Knight's Metal, featuring the Batman of Earth, -22, and the Batman of Earth, -52. That is the Batman Who Laughs and Red Death. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, includes comic book with a display stand, Batman The Dark Knight Returns, Batman Mutant Leader, Batman The Dark Knight Returns. It's Batman in his blue and gray outfit, and then the Mutant Leader. It's actually the first page puncher that has been released in 7-inch scale. Backside, DC. Here's the barcode for this pack. One cool thing, they seem to have some sort of display stand for the comics. You can have them upright behind the figures, and that's a really cool feature. And then, of course, we have Dark Knight's Metal #1, Batman of Earth 22, Batman of Earth -52, the Batman Who Laughs, Red Death, Dark Knight's Metal. Backside, DC. There's a barcode for this pack. So with no further ado, let's open them up. And let's see how we got to this point. Little funny story behind this package. I ended up getting 2 of these sets, one of which to open and enjoy, and the other one to keep unopened in my complete, unopened, Batman-related action figure and comic collection. So here's a box as it was on my doorstep yesterday, May 26th. Now, you may notice it's beat to shreds. Funny thing is, check the tracking, it says it was delivered on May 16th, 10 days earlier. Something really weird was going on with this package. On May 16th, it said out for delivery all day, out for delivery, out for delivery, out for delivery, nothing. Around 8 p.m., it finally changed to pending. And that's not the only time that's happened. Usually, I'll get the package next day. So on May 17th, it says out for delivery again. Good sign. It's updated all day, out for delivery, out for delivery. Finally, near the end of the day, around 8 p.m. again, it updated. But it said it was delivered. It was delivered at 1 p.m. on May 16th. That was about 30 hours earlier. I get a ton of packages from FedEx. They always text me or email me when they get delivered, and that is immediate. I've never had it tell me it was delivered 30 hours earlier. So somebody at FedEx screwed something up. I don't know if it was damaged and they scanned it and intend to send it back or what. But then 10 days later, it's on my doorstep. I even filed a claim with FedEx, and that was shot down really quickly. I emailed McFarlane. They filed a claim with FedEx, and that was also shut down very quickly. McFarlane, having the great customer service that they have, offered to replace my items. And I said, oh, sure, if you guys can do that, heck yeah. And they sent them via USPS. This has a FedEx tracking label on it, so this is the original package. But look at it. It is beat to shit. It's not like one of my neighbors got this package and then brought it to my house, because they would have done that 10 days sooner. And even if they were curious what was inside, could have opened it, been like, oh, I don't want that, and then dropped it off. But not 10 days later. I don't buy it. FedEx screwed up on this one. I mean, look at this thing. It's ripped. It's beat to shreds. It's cut up. It's totally ripped open here. In fact, part of the top piece is missing altogether. You can see the contents exposed. Totally ripped open. Totally ripped to shreds. Really, really bad shape. Interesting, to say the least. Never experienced this before, and I get a lot of packages. Alright, now that you have these figures and comics out of the package, here they are laid out in front of you. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the 2 packs individually. We'll check out the comic, we'll check out the original versions of the comic that I have, and we'll check out the figures. We'll compare them with some other larger McFarlane DC Multiverse figures, and some other appropriate comparable action figures. So, let's start off with Batman The Dark Knight Returns 2-pack. Now that these figures and comic out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. They don't come with any accessories for the action figures, but we do have the comic, a display stand for the comic, and a bookmark. So let's take a look. This is Batman from Batman The Dark Knight Returns. It was a game changer for the Batman universe. It's the first time they took Batman seriously since well before the 1966 show. It's a big, bruiser Batman. He almost looks like he's chunky, but he's just really strong. This one is done in the blue and gray colors. The McFarlane DC Multiverse version is done in the black and gray colors. I hope that means we're going to be getting a paint variant like this soon. Head is a square jaw, angry face, Short-eared cowl, large bat symbol on chest. His articulation is quite basic. Head can rotate from side to side. Shoulders on a ball joint go out this far. Up. Waist swivel. Old school style hips that go out this far. Good looking figure. It's like a shrunken down version of the McFarlane DC Multiverse version. And then of course we have the Mutant Leader. This is the first 3-inch page puncher that hasn't been done in 7-inch scale. I hope that means we have an upcoming version of both these guys. I believe on the leaked list there's a 2-pack for the Dark Knight Returns coming, and I hope it's these figures. He's got an orange belt, orange spikes, orange goggles, orange bracelet, and of course, orange nipples. Same articulation as Batman. Pretty nice rendition of the Mutant Leader, at least in the small, more basic scale. Now to look at the comic, but before we do that, let's take a look at the extras. So first of all, we have this bookmark. This is the first page puncher comic and figure set to actually come with a bookmark. It can be pretty useful. As I read a lot of comics, it'd be nice to have an actual DC bookmark to put in there. DC Comics, bunch of comic stuff in the background, McFarlane toys. Backside, they're literally giving you instructions on how to use the bookmark. Are you kidding me? And then you can see how to actually use the display stand with the comic. So let's check that out next. So we have the display stand here. We have the base. It says Batman the Dark Knight Returns. And another piece here. Let's go ahead and put them together. So here's the display base put together. Looks like it's got a little slot to stick the comic into. Wonder if it's going to stand up straight or going to fall over. We'll find out in a second here. Here's the comic in the display stand holder. Yeah, it leans forward just a little bit, but stands up okay. I imagine if you leave this here over time, it's going to completely bend and warp. Kind of see, leaning forward a little bit, but not too bad. So here's a look at a couple more versions of Batman the Dark Knight Returns that I have. These are graphic novels consisting of all 4 versions of the Dark Knight Returns. That was a mini-series. This here is issue number 1. But these graphic novels share the same cover. This one here is old. It's really beat up. I believe this is the actual graphic novel I had when I was a kid. You can see back part here. It's actually completely coming off. Frank Miller. Excellent, iconic cover. And here's a little bit more updated reprint version. Batman Dark Knight Returns 30th Anniversary Edition. Backside, bunch of quotes, how good this thing is. And this here is going to be issue 1. It's a 4-issue miniseries. I don't actually have the original version of the single issue 1. They're very expensive nowadays. Still, pretty cool to add this to the collection. If you look at the inside of the comic, on the back here, it says Dark Knight Returns, McFarlane Special Edition. Pretty cool little feature here to get a classic, iconic comic like so. Here's a look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse 7-inch scale Batman from the Dark Knight Returns and the 3-inch version. Of course, the 3-inch version is blue, the 7-inch version is black. I'm hoping we get an upcoming 7-inch version that's in the blue and gray uniform. And even though McFarlane hasn't released a blue and gray Dark Knight Returns Batman, and I fully expect they will, they love their paint variants. A bunch of other companies have. Here's the Mattel blue and gray Dark Knight Returns Batman. And here he is, next to the closest thing to the blue and gray Dark Knight Returns Batman that DC Direct made. Then, next to the Mezco 1/12 collective version. Here he is, next to the Mafex version. And finally, next to the DC Direct, the new Batman Adventures animated style. And here's McFarlane's 3-inch Mutant Leader. They don't make a 7-inch scale version, but I bet there's one coming in the near future. We have a couple versions by Mezco and one from Mattel. Mattel, being a mass retail figure, decided to opt out of putting the nipples on the Mutant Leader, which is part of his signature look. I don't know if it was Mattel's decision or if retailers pressured them, but the Mezco version has the nipples in all of its Mutant Leader glory. Next, we have the Batman Who Laughs and Red Death 2-pack. There's a copy of the Dark Knight's Metal number 1 behind them. The Batman Who Laughs is essentially a hybrid of Joker and Batman. It's a Bruce Wayne that ended up killing the Joker and was exposed to the Joker toxin right before he did that. And then he became this crazy, the Batman Who Laughs. And Red Death is essentially a hybrid of Batman and the Flash. It's actually Barry Allen's body, but Bruce Wayne took control. In that evil version of the multiverse, he decided to use the Speed Force powers to his own benefit. He thought they were underutilized by Barry Allen, so he took them for himself, and of course, become corrupt in the process. Let's take a look at the two figures. The Batman Who Laughs, very popular nowadays. I don't think he actually is still alive after the whole Dark Knight's Metal thing was over. I think he became the Darkest Knight and was defeated. He's got that weird sort of spiked helmet, covered up his eyes. So weird. How does he see? Big Joker smile, bleach white skin. Looks pretty good. Just a shrunken down version of McFarlane's 7-inch scale. The Batman Who Laughs. Same articulation as before. Head rotates around. Actually feel like it's a ball joint. Ball joint in the shoulders. Waist swivel. And old school style hips. And of course, here's Red Death. Costume quite a bit darker than the Multiverse version. Looks very similar. He's got the running hands. Same articulation. Pretty cool 2-pack. Dark Knight's Metal is very popular, especially the Batman Who Laughs. Now for the comic. Once again, we have the same bookmark. I can put this to some good use over time. Love the instructions of how to use the bookmark. Now for the display stand. Dark Knight's Metal. Put them together. It's got little pegs here that'll attach to the peg holes down below. Snap it together, and it's going to hold your comic. And here's Dark Knight's Metal number 1 into the comic holder. This one doesn't work nearly as well as the other one. The comic itself right now is leaning back against the Batcave. Have it forward. Just wants to lean all the way forward and totally sag down. It simply does not work. The spine is not thick enough on an individual comic. And if you lean it back, it simply wants to go back. The stand has a support at the front here, not at the back. So lean toward the front. The stand will stay up. The comic will sag down. Lean toward the back. And it will simply fall backward. So, I get it. It's kind of a cool idea. But honestly, it simply just does not work. It worked a little bit better for The Dark Knight Returns, as it's a thicker book with a little bit of a sturdier spine. As I'm sitting here bitching about how bad the stand is, how it doesn't work, take the comic, it just simply slumps backward or slumps forward. I was also complaining about how dumb the instructions were, telling you how to actually use a bookmark, but that's because I'm an idiot and I did not actually read it. I thought, how stupid, they're actually telling you to use a bookmark. Of course you put it in the book and save your spot. But it's actually telling you to use your bookmark to support your comic. Put it inside there, then put the comic in the stand, and it should be a little bit better supported. And wow, that works a whole lot better. Completely takes my complaint out of the equation. A little bookmark in there, stands upright, no problem. I just thought it was funny as I glanced through that, how I didn't even actually read it, even though I'm supposed to be doing a thorough video, and I just assumed what it said. Well, you know what assuming does. Here are all the different cover variations of the Dark Knight's Metal number 1 that I have. The first 3 have the Trinity, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. The next one is the Justice League. That 4th one there is the McFarlane Special Edition cover. And we have 3 variations of that cover. Then we have the foil chrome variant and the Director's Cut variant. And the McFarlane cover variant. On the inside here, it says, Dark Knight's Metal number 1, McFarlane Special Edition. Here's the 3-inch page puncher, the Batman Who Laughs. Next is the McFarlane DC Multiverse 7-inch version behind him. McFarlane made 3 different versions of the Multiverse line. Well, the one on the right is from the Mortal Kombat line. Here he is, with McFarlane's DC Direct 6-inch scale, the Batman Who Laughs. This is from Batman The Adventures Continue, the animated version. And now, with the 4-inch scale McFarlane Superpowers version, giving us 4 different scales of the Batman Who Laughs by McFarlane Toys. 7-inch scale, 6-inch scale, 4-inch scale, and 3-inch scale. Now McFarlane also made a couple other versions of the Batman Who Laughs. Here's the Batman Infected. This was him in his batsuit right after he got turned, when he was still taking out the Bat family. And here he is, as the Darkest Knight, when he transcended into a new form. Here's a smaller Page Puncher Red Death, next to the larger McFarlane DC Multiverse version. An excellent figure. They also made a gold version. This is when Barry Allen took control of his body, took it back from Bruce Wayne, and saved the day. Now let's check them out, next to some other 3-inch Page Punchers, starting off with the first wave. Here they are, next to the only figures I have from the first wave, Batman and Flash. When the first wave came out, I thought, I'm just going to get the Batman-related stuff. I got Flash from an accident. McFarlane Toy Store sent me a free Flash instead of a Nightwing. And eventually, I'll go back and get a Superman Black Adam. I figure I should eventually find these things on clearance. And here they are, next to these second wave figures that I have. I got the entire wave. There were actually 3 Bat-related characters here, and getting the bundle at the McFarlane Toy Store was only about $2 more. We have the Thomas Wayne Batman, Rebirth Nightwing, Rebirth Joker, and Green Lantern. And now, with the third wave of Page Punchers, we have the Rebirth Batman, Batman Beyond Batman, Flashpoint Aquaman, and the Villains United Lex Luthor. Here's the entire collection of DC 3-inch Page Punchers that I have so far. I'm missing Superman and Black Adam from the first wave, and we know the second wave has Blue Beetle, and who knows what else. Looking forward to finding out. They should reveal them soon. These smaller Page Punchers can actually be really cool next to some of the McFarlane DC Multiverse Mega figures or large figures. They could potentially be way bigger than their 7-inch scale versions. Here they are with Star the Conqueror. Really cool scene there. Imagine this guy in a street setting destroying everything with the small Page Punchers trying to take him down. Or next to the Fulcrum Abominus robot. That thing should be way bigger than it is in McFarlane scale. So overall, it's a pretty nice wave of Page Punchers. Not sure why they went the 2-pack route. Maybe to save money on the comic, but they are also cheaper. A lot cheaper to get the 2 figures, although me personally, I would have rather had an extra comic. This is probably my favorite of the Page Punchers waves, as all 4 of these figures are Batman related. The closest we had to that was a wave with Batman, Joker, and Nightwing. Although you only get 2 comics here, so I guess it's a fair trade-off. The DC Multiverse line makes 2 packs, so we might as well have them in the Page Puncher line as well. We know the next wave of Page Punchers is going to contain a comic Blue Beetle, but we don't know what else. Looking forward to seeing that reveal. Should come soon. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, or comic videos, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.